Salute to all the Patreon members. I want to thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to me. Check out the link for the Patreon page in the description box below. I uploaded a brand new Patreon video a few hours ago. You guys don't want to miss it. It's one of the biggest pet peeves of um, being around other cultures whenever you travel. Not to say it's a negative thing, but like I go into details on how in many cases when you travel and you're introduced to new people, different cultures. A lot of people they don't react the way you think they would react to some of the things that you say, and I go into detail about that. So you guys don't want to miss that. Check that out. Link in the description box below for the Patreon page. Check it out. All right, so let's get into it. I don't have a computer with me. I'm on the road, so um, you might hear some audio, but a visual. I'm sorry. I don't have a visual to show you guys. I don't have a computer. I don't have a laptop with me. All I got is my phone and my iPad. It'll be great if your phone or your iPad can actually display what's on your phone or your iPad. Maybe you can do it. I'm just not privy to it. I've tried doing research on it, and no, you can't. You can't do like a screen share on your phone or your iPad on StreamYard. You have to have like a computer. But it is what it is. So we're going to talk about Jason Forrester. All right. So Jason Forrester is he's from Maryland somewhere. All right, 38 years old. Seemed like he's close with his dad. They're always chopping it up. You know, seem like they communicate every single day. Jason Forrester would always give updates to his dad about what's going on in life, who he's seeing, the things that he does, traveling, things of that nature. When I heard, because the news station, the newscast, they interviewed Jason's dad. His name is Marcus Forrester. Now, Marcus Forrester, it seemed like he has like a Caribbean accent. All right. He seemed like there's a Caribbean background there. So, I think that I don't know how close Jason is with his mom, but it seems like, Jason is kind of doing what his parents did, or it's kind of, exploring other options outside of America because he had that influence. Because it sounds like his dad is Caribbean or something, or maybe his dad is Dominican. I don't know. But he's like, hey, look, we this, you this, passport this, passport that. Why don't I go back to my roots or whatever and see if there's a good woman down there? Or, hey, if I'm mistaken, right, if that's not what his intentions were, maybe it's just like, hey, look, I'm not really feeling what's around here in the Baltimore region or wherever they from in Maryland. It's a lot of real demonic hood rats out here. So I just want to do what a lot of other brothers are doing, get my weight up and explore the options that are not that far away. All right. So let's read the article. A man with Maryland ties was found after he had not been heard from since he was about to board a plane to the Dominican Republic to salvage his marriage 2 weeks ago, his father told News 4. Jason Forrester is safe, his father said in an update Monday without immediately providing additional information. Marcus Forrester said he and his son, who was 38, voice texted each other many times, every day, especially after his son moved from Beltsville to Miami. Okay. How far is Beltsville from Baltimore? He likes to talk, he said. He likes to tell me what he's doing, send me videos of where he's going. Jason Forster's frequent trips to the Dominican Republic led to love and then marriage to a woman he met there. He met the parents and so on, Marcus Forster said. They got married in DR, and he started making arrangements to get her to come here illegally. No, excuse me, to get her to come here legally. And that did happen. She got a visa. So as soon as she got a visa, she broke bad. I'm not shocked. Jason Forrest and his new bride struggled a bit as they transitioned from a long distance relationship to sharing a home, his father said. Then one day his son got home from work and found his apartment was cleared out, his new wife gone. Forrester said his son was heartbroken when his wife refused to return his calls and blocked him. He says his son decided to fly to the Dominican Republic to talk with her family, hoping they would help convince her to return to the marriage. But after the phone call from the airport 2 weeks ago, no one, not his family or friends, heard from him. Calls to the Dominican embassy produced no helpful information, Forster said. We're just very concerned, hoping and praying that he shows up some way, somehow. But the reality of it could be even worse, he said. Forrester was in the process of filing a missing person report with police in Miami, where his son lived and was last seen. So that is the end of the article. I don't think it's necessary that I got to play the audio. Do y'all really want to hear the audio? It's the same thing. It's about 1 minute and 31 seconds long. Hold on. Oops. Why is the audio not playing?
Marcus Forrester says he and his son Jason, 38, voice texted each other every day and many times a day, especially after Jason moved from Beltsville, Maryland to Miami, Florida. Frequent trips to the Dominican Republic led to love and then marriage to a woman Jason met there.
He met the parents and so on. They got married in DR, and he started making arrangements to get her to come here legally. And that did happen. She got a visa.
Forrester says Jason and his new bride struggled a bit as they transitioned from a long distance.
Okay, nothing special. Same thing what I read. All right. I just wanted you to hear the dad's voice. The dad sound like he's Caribbean. All right. Man, let me tell you something. All right. The Dominican Republic, I'm not saying everybody's poor there, but it's struggle land over there. All right. It's struggle. You know, my destination of choice for now is Panama. A lot of guys avoid Panama because it's too expensive. You know, Dominican Republic is definitely not as expensive as Panama. You know, I know people over in the DR, they only making like $200-300 a month. You see what I'm saying? Like, your money could go a long way if you send it back over there to the DR. And yeah, it's very close to the United States, but you know, the cost of living is very cheap. There's a lot of poverty and devastation over there, right? So I don't know the woman's background that he met. Seemed like he upgraded her life. He upgraded her. But that's how the game go. You know, these women, you know, you're not dealing with the same kind of woman that your grandparents dealt with. You see what I'm saying? My granddad used to tell me stories about how when he was in the military, they would dock in like Argentina, Australia, you know, and just women were just waiting on military men, right? Those days are gone. These women today, especially in other countries, they think that you going over there, it doesn't matter how much money you got going over there, how much you can upgrade their life. It's like a lot of women, they take that, you know, like as a stab to their ego and their pride. Like some man can buy me. oh, he trying to buy me. He's this. He has negative intentions with me. It seemed like, most women, most modern women today, they think all men that come around have some of the most evil, down rotten intentions with them ever. All right. And it's like it takes a stab at them being a woman, because it's like, damn, here I am relying on some man's money or whatever. This is that. It's like they are, but they're trying not to at the same time. Right? I'll finesse him out of a visa, but I don't want to be cooperative with him because I want to do things on my own. So I'll go through with the process of getting a kid and getting married and everything. But, I'll tell everybody I'm strong, independent. I came here with $10. I didn't have nothing, that weird immigrant, sob story that everybody likes to tell. No, you got help coming over here. You got rid of the help, but after you got your paperwork, you still had help. You had status here, right? I wish the article would have went into more details talking about their situation. I want to know, after he met her, how soon did they get married after they met, right? This man relocated from Maryland to move to Miami. Okay, one of the most I don't know, like to me, I know there's families that live in Miami. I know there's couples that live in Miami. You don't marry somebody and bring them from the DR and then you relocate them to Miami. Like I wouldn't do that, right? You don't try to raise no family and bring them to Miami, right? Looking at some of the pictures and videos of this guy, you could look it up, type in Jason Forrester with 2 R's. Jason Forrester missing DR, type that in, right? Look at some of the pictures and the videos. I don't know. To me, he comes across as somebody a little game goofy, because the wedding videos, man, that suit was real Sanford and Sonish. You know what I'm saying? I could hear the trumpets in the background when I look at that picture. Burp, 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 burp. That's way before your time to be wearing a suit like that on your wedding day. Burp, 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 burp. So to me, I might be judging or whatever, and I'm clowning a little bit. Looking at the pictures, the video, I don't think he's game goofy for wanting to meet somebody in the DR. You see what I'm saying? I don't think he's goofy. It's just like that picture looks kind of odd. And I don't have all the information on when they met. Is she a single mother? Right? Which city did he meet her in? What's her background? What class is their family in the DR? What was she doing for a living before they met? Right? If I was him and I discovered a DR and I said, hey, this is a place for me, I would have just moved to Miami, made my money, and then like visited the DR. Right? I would have visited, whenever I had time off, every month, every other month. But, I guess he didn't trust her, or just so in love. Like I don't want there to be a distance between me and her. I want her to see what it is that I'm doing. And that's the problem with a lot of modern men today is that we think that the work, the effort that we do for modern women, we think it's like simple math, okay? If I'm a nice guy, I look good, I'm in shape, I make good money, and I'm able to upgrade her life, I'm loyal, I'm faithful, I do the right thing and I try to get her married, then bring her to a country that will allow her to live comfortably in a nice home in a better setting, right? Especially her speaking Spanish. Like Miami is like damn, everybody speaks Spanish in Miami. So it's almost like it's not like you can't get a job or find work or not be able to communicate with people in Miami. It's like damn that everybody speaks Spanish in Miami. So he wasn't wrong for trying to relocate her there. Because I saw a video on TikTok where this guy walked into a Walmart and tried to ask all the workers for help. None of them spoke English in Miami, right? So he wasn't wrong for trying to bring her there. A lot of men, they just think that they do all these things for women and they're going to appreciate them for the things they do because that's simple mathematical equation. That simple mathematical equation, when you run it by in your head, it makes sense. No, the fuck it don't. Not in a woman, right? Even if she was American, she's still not going to be appreciative, right? And then as they grow older and they become single, they're still going to say, hey, a man has never done shit for me. I've never gotten help. Men ain't shit, right? So what happens? What happens? This man got an apartment in Miami. I don't know what this situation was. I don't know if she left because she just didn't like it. It wasn't what she thought it was going to be. Or, it's kind of like, now I'm not really feeling the life over here. Or was she only just after an American visa? But he said that, hey, he came home after work. She cleaned out the apartment and everything was gone. I don't know if they got a kid with each other. I think I overlooked that in the article. So he went down there. He went over to the DR. First and foremost, man, I guess he was down there for a couple of weeks. I don't know what Mr. Jason Forster does for a living. I don't know if he has a job, or I don't know if he, has an online business or something, right? He makes his money online, but he was able to take off enough paid time off to go down there, right? And it seemed like, I don't know how long he had been living in Miami. I don't know what his job situation, for whatever reason, it seemed like he was able to get enough time off or maybe risk his position at work to go over to the DR. That's not, that's not you really thinking straight when you do that. You're not really thinking straight if you put your money in jeopardy to go back and get your wife, right? Because this isn't somebody you grew up with, right? This isn't somebody, it's like, man, we got pictures in the tub together, right? My mother is friends with her mother, right? They got pregnant at the same time. And like, I know people who are married to their wives who have a love like that, where their mothers were friends with each other. And they got pictures of both of them in the tub together. Like they just been together forever, right? I know people like that. You just met this broad going over to the DR, right? We're in a survival environment, right? Mentally, she's on survival mode. And you risk your livelihood, your money, after you made all these sacrifices to provide a better life. You even relocated from Baltimore to Miami, which is smart for her. because the DR ain't that far. Everybody speaks Spanish in Miami. She still didn't give a shit. It's like you just wanted to go home for a little while. You could have just went home and visited. I bet that flight ain't nothing but like an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever. No, this broad wanted to get the fuck away from you. And then she blocked you, right? Blocked all communications. The only thing that's like pissing her off is that you know where her family lives because you've met the family, you've been over there. That's the only thing you got over her. You see what I'm saying? Then you put your life in jeopardy. You have everybody worried over some girl down there in the DR. You could have got you, man, you could have filed for divorce and got you another chick and just been like, all right, I'm already making money in Miami. I've relocated. I'm doing my thing. I'm going to get another bitch in the DR, which you could have done, which you should have did, right? You could throw a rock and hit 5 bad bitches on a corner and all of them want to fuck in the DR. And if 3 of them ain't got no kids, it's like, hey, look, why don't we make an arrangement? Like, I want a kid. Do you want a kid? Do you have a kid? No, I ain't got no kid. Do you want a kid? Yeah. Look, I'll send you this much money every single month or whatever. I just want a kid. If we still together, cool. If not, then I'll take care. I just want a kid. You could do that with women in the DR. That's how much of a struggle it is down there. It's struggle living in the DR, right? But here you are, making your life uncomfortable, changing things for the better for her. And hey, you know what? Nobody's obligated to stay with you. But here's the thing: is she didn't even give you. You guys are married. She didn't even give you an explanation, right? She felt like, I don't owe you an explanation. I just want to get up out of here. And you didn't even talk about the process of divorce with this man. You just left, which seems it's like you're finessing a visa because you did get a visa. You finessed a visa out of him. And, the DR, they got some laws with certain states as far as like child support, divorce, right? I don't know which states those are. I know the tri-state area, the DR, they have like a treaty with certain states in the tri-state area. I'm not sure about Florida or Maryland, right? But somebody just dipped off on you. Somebody dipped off on you, and then you running down there and putting your life in jeopardy. It seemed like you cut off your phone because you didn't want nobody distracting you or bothering you with your simping, right? And they didn't even say if you got your girl back, if you got your wife back. Like, there's no detail. No, like, they didn't even say if you got tied up. If you had duct tape around your mouth, right? If you were handcuffed. Nobody said if you got tortured. Nobody heard from you for 2 weeks. Your dad was about to file a missing person report. Then all of a sudden you just show up, right? Did you get your bitch back? Here's the thing, man. This is what I said the other day. Unfortunately, with Passport Bros, yeah, we want to be married, right? This contradicts what a lot of modern women in America say about men, right? You have men that want to be married. This is a prime example of a man who married some gutter snipe from another country, right? So regardless of how you feel about him or what you think he does and doesn't deserve, this man was marriage minded, right? So the men that are around you are marriage minded. He just had a little bit extra money to be able to go to another country and try to find a wife. So when I hear modern women say, man, these men, they don't want nothing but just sex, bullshit. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. It's just that you're not a wife, right? Now, this woman that he married, she wasn't a wife either, right? She was just a woman in survival mode, desperate. And maybe when she got to America, it just wasn't what she thought it was. And it's kind of like, hey, man, I'd rather struggle over here than to live comfortably over here, right? Whatever her reasoning was. This man, I think what he needs to do, or what he should have done, was just charge that shit to the game. He should have never got married to her, right? Should have never got married to her. If you had that much PTO to where you could have just shown up like that for 2-3 weeks, then man, you should have been a guy that went there like every other weekend to go see a woman. That's it. Send a few dollars here and there, go down there, build a home or whatever, right? Or get another apartment down there if you got enough money. Move in if you like her. Don't get married to her. You know, hell, don't even have kids if you can avoid it. But you have kids, whatever. You should have never gotten married to her. If you have plans on going to Miami, cool, because like you a hop, jump, and a skip away from the DR, right? And then you got access to other spots over there as well. But you should have just moved to Miami, got you an apartment, travel back and forth, right? And sometimes, man, instead of doing everything for somebody, you got to make somebody earn a spot in your life, right? And that's the problem with a lot of men, especially with a lot of men, millennials, Generation X, right? We still have that old school way of thinking. And women keep reminding us, like, hey, that's an old way of thinking. That's an old way of thinking. You know what? They're right. They're right. Women today are not who they used to be. You're thinking of them as this delicate flower. That's not what they are, right? Like it blows my mind to see that men in 2025 are still getting engaged and trying to marry women, any woman from around the world. Look, man, like a woman has to earn the title of wife. Hell, the woman has to earn being your child's mother, right? These women are not mothers today. These women are a bunch of ratchets. They don't acknowledge the role. They think their role is doing nothing but focusing on themselves, right? Here, you trying to wife up somebody who's focusing on themselves in a relationship, and she's not focusing on not even the both of y'all. She should be focusing on you, right? But she's not even focusing on the both of y'all. She's focusing only on herself. And you blinded because like she wants to fuck every night. But that's all she's doing. Every time you go over to the DR, you getting the reverse cowboy, sucky, sucky, yuck, yuck, throat gagging 3000 specials from this bitch. And she's not really putting in any work to be in a real relationship with you. I bet you pushing everything forward. And yeah, did she agree? But her response is like, sure, why not? Let's see. Sure, right? I bet that chick wasn't, excited about marriage like that. Building some family with you. The DR, man, the women over there are just as ratchet, if not worse, than the women in America. You don't go down there to wife up nothing. You go down there and have a ball, pause, right? You go down there and have orgies. You go down there and have freak offs, right? You go down there and have pool parties. You go down there and have jacuzzi menage a trois, right? You go down there and fuck her in her mama's kitchen, right? That's what you do. You do freaky shit with the women down there. You're gonna turn your freak into a fiance and into a wife. That's what it is. See, he got all in a bride's outfit or whatever. Guys, stop looking at women today as wives. They're not wives, right? A woman has to work at being a wife. These women today, they're a lot worse than your grandmothers, and they haven't put in any work or effort into being the title of a wife. And then they get upset when you don't want to marry them. They get upset when you don't want to have kids with them because they do shit like this, where they'll just pack up. They just wake up and be like, you know what? I changed my mind. Right? So on Thursday, when he goes to work, I'm going to book a flight and leave. It was probably one of them normal days, and then you got back and everything was gone. And then you put your life in jeopardy, right? Because look what the embassy told his father. The embassy told his father, like, hey, look, my son's been missing for 2 weeks. I need help. This is his wife. This where she live. This her name. You know, go to the family and find out about what happened to my son. Police department in Dominican Republic, the embassy told him, hey, there ain't shit we could do for you. They're like, what the fuck? I got all this information. I've met her before. I know her name. I know what part of the Dominican Republic her and her family live in. What you mean? Go over there and find. Nah, it ain't nothing we could do about it. So that's dangerous when when you think about what they said in that article. That's very dangerous. That you see, take it from this situation right here. Even though I'm glad that he was found and he's safe. Hopefully, he's not a simp anymore. Hopefully, he didn't get his girl back. Hopefully, he turns into a savage. I hope Mr. Jason Forrester turns into a savage, and wherever he met his woman at in San Domingo, go to Punta Cana and run through them. You met her in Punta Cana, go to Santo Domingo and run through them. All right, just run through them. But take it from this article. Read the article. Listen to what they said. They said that when the father hadn't heard from his son and he wanted to file a missing persons report over in the DR, he contacted police department, the embassy. They told him there was nothing much they could really do, even though they had all this information about the son and the son's wife, her name, her whereabouts, everything. They still told him there's nothing we could do about it. This could happen to you, right? You in the pit of the abyss in some of these countries, and there's nothing they could do about it. Hey, I'm gone. My son, whoever, he's been missing. Hey, sorry. and nobody's coming to help you, even though somebody who loves you back at home is calling to see where are you, what happened, and somebody's calling for you, and they say, "Yep, nope, there's nothing we could do." They're not even coming to look for you, and they have all the information. It's just you gone, right? So let that sit in your mind, in the back of your mind, like just peep what it was said. Peep what was said in that article. All right, I want you guys to understand what was said in that article. All right, um, but I have said on here on this platform before that there's a good woman anywhere. I have said that. I have said, why be afraid to bring a good woman back to America? If she's a good woman over in her home country, she's gonna be a good woman over in America. Sometimes, man, the problem is it's not even women. A lot of women, man, they're not even that good of actors to be acting like some good woman, and then they break bad on you in America, like what happened to this dude right here. Sound like she did him a favor, right? She didn't poison him. She didn't call up no hitman or nothing. She just got up and left. Did you a solid, and now all you got to do is run through the women in her neighborhood. That's it, right? Run through the women at the club, through the neighborhood. That's all you had to do. But no, you wanted your girl back, and there's a bunch of fine women all over the place over there. Why? Because it hurts you because of everything you did for her, and you trying to convince her. And it says that you try to convince the family for her to come back to you, brother. Why? Why? Man, look what I done for you. I did this. I did that. I did this. They know. They they know. It happened, and you 38. Man, you should be at the point now when a woman walks out on you. It should be nothing. You see, this is why some of you guys, like when you get into situations like this, you got your little overseas chick and she scars you. It's like you don't even know how to handle it because you haven't been through enough, you haven't had enough experiences in America to be able to control your emotions, right? I had enough experiences to where I stopped doing shit like this at around about 22. When I was 22, that's when, like, you know, because I had been, I had been dealing with women, even on like a puppy love level, since around 8 years old, right? I had crushes, stuff like that. Second grade, I can remember, but no, third grade, that's when like the prettiest girl in the school wanted to be my Valentine, right? And then fourth grade, there was a girl I liked in my class. I remember her first and last name. We were really, really good friends, right? But she didn't really want to be with me. Everybody wanted to be with this chick, right? She was just, you know, and she let me down, but we were still good friends. It kind of hurt a little, but we were still cool after that. And I had to watch like other people in the friends group like give her most of the attention that she wanted from her. And that was fine, right? Fifth grade, that same girl was back in my class again, right? And then she became friends with another girl in the class. And then the other girl in the class, right? I wanted to get with the other girl in the class. I still remember her name. And then the chick from last year who was back in my class again in fifth grade, she was kind of like, I won't say a little jealous, but it was just like, oh, okay, you know, now he's moved on and other girls in the class like him, and now I'm looking a little, I have a little bit more value or whatever. So it's a little puppy love crush, right? Then in, the sixth grade, now I'm being exposed to like sixth, seventh, eighth graders, right? I like this one chick, but I was very nervous and very scared, and too scared, and it bothered the other girl that I was too scared to come up to her and talk to her, even though she did find me attractive or whatever. But I was too scared, and you know, then in seventh grade, I went to a different school. And in that school, there were girls that liked me, but I was too scared. Then in the eighth grade, there was another girl that I like, and I'm putting it out there like, oh, I like her, but not directly. And she thought I was attractive. I thought she was attractive, but she did not like that I was acting real scared to approach her and tell her in person. I'm telling everybody else. So then she, you know, she was like, fuck him, yada, yada, yada. You fucking stalker, this, that, and the third. I hate him. Right. And that from that moment on, that was like, okay, you can't be doing this no more. That was a learning lesson. I still remember that girl from the eighth grade that did that to me, that called me out, called me by out my name, and disrespected me, this, that, and the third, and so on and so forth. But you get the picture. I don't want to run through all the grades or whatever. I've been dealing with little puppy love and heartbreaks ever since the third grade. So by the time I'm 22, it's like it don't faze me if somebody wants to go anymore like that. It doesn't faze me to have to let somebody go anymore. It doesn't faze me if somebody let me go. Right? It sting a little bit, but it's kind of like whatever. Right? I've been dealing with rejection and acceptance since the second and third grade. You got somebody who has little to no experiences, and somebody walk out on you, and then you throwing your life away to go to the slums, right? To go slumming back to the DR. You going in the trenches. You don't know your way around there like that. I mean, you know how to get to a house, right? You haven't been paying attention to homie on the corner that's been looking at you funny ever since you've been going around there, banging his crush, right? You haven't been paying attention to the guy in the corner, the person who live across the street, the guy who live upstairs, motherfuckers at the club who they've liked her before you. You haven't really been paying attention to your surroundings. Now you get over there and shit ain't really sweet, and she can send the wolves after you. And look what the embassy said. The embassy said to your dad, there's nothing we could do about it. I hope your dad told you that. Get out of this under the simp spell, right? Get your savagery on. Get under the savagery spell. Drink a savage potion and start fucking her friends, her auntie, her ops. That's what you should have went down there to do. You went down there to the family to convince them, hey man, give me my wife back, please. Give me my wife back. Come on, man. Look what I did for you. Look how much money I spent on you. I spent damn near $80,000 in total. I spent all this money getting you a visa. I got married to you. I proposed on you to one knee. Our family was there. We talking about children. I relocated from Maryland, Beltsville, Maryland, all the way down to Miami to bring you closer to your family, right? In a beautiful city like Miami. I got you to bed. I know I'm not rich like everybody in Miami, it seemed like a lot of people are rich. I know I'm not the richest, but I'm trying, baby. I'm trying. Come on, come back. Come back to the house. Come back. Come on, you. I turned you into Mrs. Forrester. Right. I changed your last name. Come on, respect and honor what it is that I'm doing. Man, fuck them. Women aren't dumb. They know what you're doing for them. They know what you're doing for them. It's just women of today, they don't care, right? They don't care. These women today, they don't appreciate anything. Anything. You're more attractive in their eyes when you go back down there and boss up and get you a bad chick. What's that one chick? Hold on, I want to tell you guys about this. I want to tell you about. Hold on, I follow her on the ground. There's this chick in the DR. It's like all these girls be following her. They want to look like her. Hold on. Damn, Amy Luciani breaks silence after separation from Dwight Howard. Still wrapping my head around a lot. Hilarious. This is breakup season now. What her name is like this her name. Guys, there's a woman in the DR. Her name is Yailin Lamas Viral. Her name is Yailin, Yailin. And then like her screen name is YAILINLAMASVIRAL. So Yailin Lamas Viral. This chick has 12.3 million followers. Right? She's in the DR. Like a lot of women like they follow her. They seem like little girls. They be looking up to her. See, the thing is, you should have went to the DR and pulled you a Yylin. That's what you should have did. You should have pulled you a Yylin or Eileen, or however you say her name. That's what you should have pulled and bossed up and upgraded it. Besides going over there with the fucking sombrero and the guitar, standing out in front of her fucking bedroom windows, singing, Brian McKnight and all this other shit, right? Like it's be like, oh, okay, damn, the bitch left. All right, well, I'm in Miami, so I'm a lot closer to DR. I'm gonna just go ahead and, you know, I'll book me a week off, take some leave or whatever. Fuck about 8 bad bitches down there, get it out my system. And I know, all right, she blocked me or whatever. I know she's still checking on my social media every once in a while. So I'm gonna post nothing but bad bitches. That's how you get back at a woman. That's how you hurt a woman's feelings. You got to pull up with bad bitches, right? Even when you block them, they still create new accounts to try to look, to sneak and see what's going on in your life, right? You have to pull up with bad bitches. That's how you hurt a whole heart. The Triple H, the real Triple H, hurt a whole's heart is you got to pull up with a bad bitch. Because I know you guys are going over to these countries and you marrying butt average over there. And that's cool. All right, you married average. That's fine, right? But get you the baddest when you a savage. All right? Pay for the baddest. Y'all saw me when I was in Panama. I wasn't with nothing less than a 9 down there. That one chick, that one Colombian, that dark-skinned Colombian chick's ass, that shit was beatboxing while she was walking. Slim, braids on point, smelling good, feet nice. I mean, her feet taste good. Her ass tastes good too. I got that on my social media, right? To let all the previous bitches know, like, look here. Like, all right, you could play these games, you could be unappreciative or whatever, right? But I'm still that dude. All right. You can call me old. You can think I'm dumb and out of date, right? You can think whatever you want to think about me, but I'm still that dude that could pull better than you. I had to bring myself down a notch to spoil you. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. Get your revenge, like, and stop getting married to these women. Stop making promises. Stop doing things for these women. Stop taking them out on dates. I saw a post the other day, or earlier today, about this dude took this chick out on a date. He spent quite a bit, and as soon as he put out his phone to kind of take a picture of the meal, but when you take a picture of the meal, the girls in the picture also, she put her hands up and said, like, she put her hands up to cover her face. And he texted her like, damn, like, why would you do that? This, that, and that. They arguing back and forth. So he posted a screenshot up of the conversation, and she just acted like, so what to him, right? And my response was like, everybody in the comments was like, well, you should have made her pay half. And I'm the one that said, why are you even, why are you even taking women out on dates in the first place? Why did you take her out on a date in the first place? You gotta fuck her first, at least 2-3 times, then take her out, right? Taking somebody out, that's like a treat. That's like somebody saying, hey, let's all go to dinner. It's on me. Okay, he's treating us. And you don't treat no woman that hasn't done anything for the treat, right? Even dogs know that. If I say sit, turn around, play dead, then you get a treat. If I say sit and you don't sit, you ain't getting no treat. Dogs understand the treat system more than women. All right. So look here, stop giving a reward system for unappreciative, undeserving women, right? I bet, like, if I'd have asked him a few questions, this Jason Forrester guy, I bet all the signs would have been there, right? That you shouldn't have married this woman. The disrespect, everything would have been there. But it's you still did it anyways. Man, you in a better position now than you were in Baltimore, right? I don't know what your days off. I don't know if you get 2 days off in a row. I don't know if your days off are split. I do know that you're very close to the DR. Go over there, get you a Yylin, get you a who's that other chick? Arlene MC. Is that her name? She got that song. Sota, Sota, Mama Sota, Sota. Yo, this chick, she got from the DR, she got a song. Zotata, Mama Zotata. Zotata, Mama Zotata. Yeah, get you on Arlene. Go down to the DR, get you an Arlene MC, Arlene MC. Get you on Arlene MC, right? Get you to one of them light-skinned chicks down there in the DR with that wet hair look, right? With a big ass. And you post, go down there and post all 8 women that you ran through in that week on social media, right? Let them know they ain't shit. Let your wife know, hey, look, I'm still that dude, right? I'm I'm still that dude. Anyways, y'all, it's been about an hour. You guys have a good night. Be safe. Jason Forster, man, learn how to be a player. Reach out if you want to be a player. It's gonna cost you though. Book a session through Patreon to speak to me. Well, I ain't talking to you for free. This all the free game I'm giving on here. All right. You know, his father might be a player. His father might be more of a player than him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I bet if I have a conversation with Father Marcus, he's like, hey man, I told him. You see what I'm saying? Um, reach out, speak to me, learn how to be a player. Or get you a book. There's a book. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's an excellent book, New York Times bestseller. Stop giving a fuck, right? When you get married to somebody, you propose to them, you relocate them, you relocate so that you can relocate them and they could be closer. Like, that's you giving a fuck. You're not supposed to give a fuck about modern women today, right? In their minds, they think that everything they do is justified. That, like, Glasses Malone even said, he's like, women today, they're not raised to be good people. I'm sorry, but he was 110% right. These women globally around the world, they're not raised to be good women. They're not raised to be good people, right? Now, did Jason, did he technically do anything wrong? No, you're doing the right thing in a wrong dimension, right? In the wrong timeline, right? You doing what your suit, the timeline of where your suit came from. You doing that old 1960s, 1950s game on these women, modern women today. No, man, you need to just be like, hey, you need to have sex with a woman and message her every couple of every other. You need to meet a woman, go down there, blow her back out, right? Bite her on her booty, take her out to eat her ass, suck her toes, do all that freaky shit with her, and then don't message her. Go back home and don't message her for like 8 days. Like, what's up? Drive her crazy. That's modern love to these women. Oh my God, you're so unpredictable. And oh, what am I to you? What am I to you? That's modern love today. You doing good morning love and messaging every day and talking to her, FaceTiming her, sending her money and, you know, getting married to her and then buying a house and bringing her over to America. That's sucker shit to these women. You know how I know it's sucker shit? You know how I know it's simp shit? Don't worry about what women have to say after hearing what I just said. You know how I know it's sucker simp shit is because look at the divorce rate. Look at the single mother households. Look how they treat these men. Look how they talk to these men who do all these things for them. That's how you know you doing you you doing the right things to the wrong person. Right? You don't treat no. You have consensual sex and then you tell them to scram. Beat it. Beat it, bitch. I'll call you when I want to fuck you again. When I feel like talking to you again. because you paying their bills, you massaging their feet, you cooking for them, you know, you think, oh my God, I have such a good, you think that's how they think. I have such a good man, God, like, thank you, thank you. I never thought I'd meet this man. You doing all this shit, and then she lying, cheating, and scamming you. 2 months later, she has a change of heart and she's lying, cheating, and scamming on you. Man, you should have been happy when that bitch left. I was like, damn. Because they blurred her face. Jason Forrester, they blurred her face. I know. I mean, I could tell by like, her body shape that she was like in shape. But Jason, I know that wasn't no bad bitch. I don't think that wasn't no. I bet that was like a 5 or a 6. Man, go down there and put your money in the street and fuck you about. You see, most women down. I bet there's not a lot of dimes down there either. It's just you gotta like good looking sluts down there. A slut. That's how Jesse Lee Peterson says a slut. A slut. Get you a freaky looking slut with some big titties and a big ass. Ain't got to be a dime, like, cause get you a freaky looking 6 or a freaky looking 8 down there, and have the time of your life with them, and post it all on the internet, right? That is what you do. You like, hey, look, man, my chick done left. Let me tell you, when they leave, they're doing you a favor because you come chasing after them, you're gonna run into a bear trap, right? I don't know what happened to you for you to be gone for 2 weeks. Then you could have been hemmed up for real, right? And then you running over there to a family that is gonna side with her. Ain't no telling what she told her family or the lies that she told them, right? And now they want to do something to no, 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 Jason, no. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Right? Let her go and have try to find you some like local celebrity bad bitches that they put on television and on these podcasts down there and fuck them. Have sex with them. Right? So anyways, man, I'm over and I'm out. You guys take care. Peace.